त्वमादि देवः पुरुषः पुराणस्त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परम निधानम वेत्तासि वेद्यम च परम च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वसनंत रूप. Hello friends, this is the 38th shlok of the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Tvamadi Devah Purushah Puranas, which means you are the original Deva, Purusha, ancient one. Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam, which means you are the ultimate resting place of this world. Vetasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dhama, which means knower and knowledge and the supreme abode. Tvaya Tatam Vishwam Ananta Rupa, which means this world expands in infinite forms by you. So in this shlok, again Arjuna is saying the same thing as what he mentioned in the previous shlok, where he was saying that why should one not surrender to you, or why should one not bow down to you, because you are the highest one. So he's saying the same thing over here, where he's adding on to the greatness of Sri Krishna by saying that you are the original Dev, you are the first Dev, the very first one, the ancient one, you are the Purusha. You are the ultimate resting place of this world. When the world will dissolve, it will go back into you. From you again, this world will spring back into existence. You are knower and you are the knowledge. You are both knower and the knowledge, and you are the supreme abode. So this world basically expands in many forms from you. Therefore, you are the highest one. You have perfect knowledge, and so everybody should bow down to you. Everybody should accept your instructions. Everybody should follow what you are saying. So he's basically saying the same thing as what he mentioned in the previous shlok. And the idea is being continued over here, that Shri Krishna is the highest entity in this entire existence in itself, and so he has perfect knowledge, and so we should follow whatever he says. We should not really give in to any other thing. He should be our highest priority. Everything should be focused towards him, and if we can do that, then we will always attain success. There is no way that we can be unsuccessful if we were to follow him. So the idea basically is the same. Now, if we were to extend this whole idea, we can also understand how this entire creation is justified in itself. It is justice. There is justice in there. And we can understand this idea of justice, which will then calm us down, because the problem is that we are not able to join to him because we are not calm. We are identified with our ego, and so we are not calm, and because we are not calm, therefore our mind does not settle and realize all of this thing. So from this this message, we can then understand that point of view also, that how joining with him is justice in himself, and we should not really worry about all the other things over here. You know, when we look at this world superficially, it appears to be a place where a lot of injustice is being served to all the beings. I mean, you look at the media itself, if you were to look at the news, or if you were to look at any movie or any TV serial, you will see the same thing, that how honest people are served injustice. If you were to look at each community and their religious leaders, you will see how all the religious leaders are preaching them how their community has been treated unjustly, and there is so much injustice being committed against that community. In each community foolishly then starts believing also that, you know, yeah, we have been facing all the injustice, all the other ones have been unjust to us. We never really realize that all these injustices that we feel are all basically an illusion. They are not something which are true. It's because of our wrong identification and wrong knowledge that we think that we have been served injustice. In reality, there is no injustice in this world. There is always justice in this world. So this point of view, that we are being served injustice, arises because of the lack of perfect knowledge. If we had perfect knowledge, then this entire creation will appear totally just to us, and every being in this creation is basically getting whatever he deserves, or she deserves, or it deserves, basically. But unfortunately, most of us do not have this perfect knowledge, and that is because we do not have this clean mind. It's a vicious circle. We think we have been served injustice, so our mind becomes unsettled. When our mind becomes unsettled, we are not able to realize the Supreme Lord, and when we are not able to realize the Supreme Lord, we don't get perfect knowledge. And when we don't get perfect knowledge, then we believe that injustice has been served to us. So it's basically a vicious cycle which we are all basically going into. So our mistake actually is that we forget that we have incomplete knowledge. That is where our mistake arises. We think that whatever we know is absolute truth, and under this delusion we universalize our point of view. We think that the world should behave according to our point of view, and we impose this universal idea, the so-called universal idea that we have on this universe. And when this universe does not conform to that so-called universal idea, then we become unsettled, and we put allegations on this world that this world is injustice, full of injustice, and we have been served injustice basically. Actually, such people who do such things, who make such claims, are the ones who do not have any belief in the Supreme Lord. Because if they really had faith in the Supreme Lord, then they would know that the Supreme Lord is present in all the beings over here, and by that He has perfect knowledge, while me, being a limited being who has only limited knowledge, cannot really have perfect knowledge. And so whatever He is doing is right, and whatever I am trying to impose on this world is false. He knows everything, and he is just in Himself, and so whatever He is doing for good, and I am being ignorant, trying to impose my limited point of view on this world, and therefore I'm thinking that whatever is happening over here is injustice. They don't realize this. If there was a faithful person who realizes that the Supreme Lord is present in all beings, and He is the one who is doing everything, and whatever is happening in this world is happening by His will, and He has perfect knowledge, then that person will not feel any sort of injustice, and he will say, I don't have the right to judge anything in this world because I don't have perfect knowledge. The perfect knowledge is only with the Supreme Lord. And so he will give up everything. And just imagine how light the life of such a person would actually become, who then has surrendered completely to the will of the Lord. He will never really feel wronged by anybody in this life, because he will see the same Lord situated in all beings, and he will basically just submit to the will of the Lord, and he will live a blissful life with no internal and external conflicts. So he will realize that whatever happens in this world is happening by the will of the Lord, and my duty is to surrender to His will. So he will surrender to the will of the Lord, and he will spend the rest of his time happily singing the praises of the Lord. Whenever the Lord comes to him and says, okay, do this for me, he will do that, and the rest of the time he will just be happily spending his time doing doing the praises of Lord, singing the praises of Lord. So such an action actually is the true action. All the other actions that a person performs for imposing his will on the entire creation is all a waste of time. It's all waste of time, distraction, and just creates misery for a person. So that is what we should understand, and that is what Arjuna is pointing to over here, that you are the Supreme One. Everybody should follow you. Why should one not bow down to you? Why should one not salute you? Everyone should salute you. Whatever you are doing is right. So that is the message of this Shloka. I hope that I have explained this Shloka well to you. With that, I will close this video. I will see you in the next video. Take care.